3 rows remain in the challenge series. And now we are going to do row 15. And once we are done with this, we will have just 2 rows left. And so, we begin with another Tollbooth time trial. And probably one where we're going to be dealing with cops. Unlike last time when we didn't have to deal with cops. I think it was last time. I don't remember. It's been a day since I did that anyway. But anyway, here we are. Driving a silver Chevrolet Corvette C6R. Which, yes, is the succeeding model to the C5R. And already I am off to a poor start. Unsurprisingly. Come on. Come on. I know you're in there. I know you're with me somewhere. You have not stopped me yet. Okay. Okay. That's a good start. Now I have to make sure I do the rest. For these other Tollbooth sectors. Why am I not surprised? At least I managed to get a few seconds up, so hopefully that was enough time for me to gain just to be through to the next one. I hope. Okay. Yeah. Avoiding traffic in this game and taking no hits during each of these runs. Yeah, that is almost impossible. Unless you are practically one of the world's best street racing drivers, avoiding traffic in this game is physically impossible. You're gonna get at least one hit. Basically, every run you do. Traffic collisions are just inevitable in this game, no matter how good you are. Haha. Suck my dick. Okay, so I did actually gain some time by using the main road. I think I was actually faster. Taking the main road was actually a little faster than taking the trailer park. I have actually discovered that does make me faster by sticking to the main road. Okay. Okay, so just gotta stay on the road. Up until I reach that center short shoot. Yep, okay. Come on. And heading through here. And also using a speed breaker in the process. Because I have to. Okay. Okay. I do have time now. Hopefully, the time gained will be enough for me to actually get to the end this time. Because I have really had to struggle to actually get this to work. And it really has been a pain in my ass up to this point with these last few events. Because my god, have you got to be fast to get to the end of this. You really have got to put together a near flawless run. That could have been way worse than it actually was. Fortunately, however, I have more than enough time to make it to the end, and keeping that speed breaker on hold, and there we go. I gotta say, these Tollbooth events, they just keep getting harder and harder. But once I actually put the run together with this one, I was honestly amazed to say that when I did get a completed run, I was 12 seconds up on the target time. And that was because I just had to limit my mistakes. And in the end of that, my top speed was 207, with an average of 135 and 6 traffic collisions. Those are my Tollbooth sector splits. And now, we move on to the Pursuit Exchange with our normal Chevrolet Corvette C6R. I really hope the next Tollbooth I do is not gonna be the same as that one. Anyway, so we gotta dodge 10 roadblocks. I think I can do that pretty easily. And then afterwards, we've got another Tollbooth with a pursuit evasion.
Patrol members, be advised. We have a code 3 chase in progress. Units on non-essential call.
Yeah, I'm gonna immediately gloss over that and pretend it never happened.
Officers are attempting to stop a vehicle involved in a high-speed chase. Units are to clear low-pressure
Okay,
calls.
that should slow them down to begin with.
Attention Patrol Division. Attention Patrol Division. We will report at least one mobile code 6 driver followed by police. Units 10-8 are to make their way to the area and stand by a cover. Suspect vehicle is a silver Corvette. This car looks familiar. If it's the same driver, he's not gonna...
And I missed the water tower. Although that's okay, because somebody else gets the water tower for me.
This guy's not gonna let me through.
Anyway. We just have to do what we did before, except for saying this time we do not have a head-on collision with one of the Pontiacs like we did before. And basically, because I knew I was going to be busted regardless, even though I did try and escape, I really did. I knew they were just going to corner me from all angles, and then basically just beat me to a pulp. That's basically what the cops do in this game when they arrest you. They fucking beat you to a pulp. If you've seen the arrested cutscenes, you will know that. I think I probably did show it once or twice before at least. I have no idea why that wasn't a third roadblock evasion. I'm pretty sure that was worthy of a third. I'm not sure what happened there. Okay, now we've got the third one. Getting to 10 roadblocks in terms of roadblock evasion, that could be pretty easy. The way things seem to be going right now. Yo, I'm here. Okay, and now we are at the shipyard. Okay. Well, we seem to be doing well for now. As I speed through the toll booth, and that's a wall. I think if there wasn't one car following me right now, there's no question in saying that the situation would be a very different one compared to where we are now. And we got another roadblock up ahead, and I go around the outside. That's now the 5th roadblock I have dodged.
Code 6 party lost. I need a quadrant set up ASAP. Dispatch, I've got that code 6 party located. Reinitiating pursuit.
Honestly, as long as you don't wreck yourself, this is actually pretty easy compared to the toll booth. The toll booth event was definitely harder than this. Okay, so that's now 6 roadblocks we have dodged. Now we just have to continue adding to that, is what me thinks. And now I just have to wait and see. And I get given the boot. Come on, get moving, get moving, get moving, get moving, get moving. Okay, we're moving again. I feel like I have to keep saying that to keep myself moving. There's a reason why I do it the way I do it. Okay, so got 3 roadblocks to go. Once again, missing a head-on impact with the Pontiac, and now... Oh, we got another one there. Okay, let's see. Okay, and through the Burger King. And... Can I get through? Yes, I can. Just. Okay, just got 2 roadblocks to go now. And then we'll be there. 2 roadblocks left. Can we get them in time? I certainly hope we can. Okay. Okay, we're doing good. We're making good progress. And we're not finished yet. Okay. You know, I am kind of glad to say that I don't have to deal with Corvettes in this one. Because if I did, then this would have been much harder than it actually was. Quite honestly. Okay, I think that's the end of it. And there are no cops down here, so we're pretty much free to hit our hiding spot. That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I honestly thought for sure, in spite of my 2 failed attempts before, that this one, well, my 1 failed attempt before, this one turned out to be a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And I got less than 100,000 in the cost to state. So we damaged 7 police vehicles, immobilized 12, we dodged 10 roadblocks, and got 5 unserved infractions in 5 minutes and 31 seconds. There or thereabouts. Anyway. I am so glad that Roadblocks event turned out to be easier than I thought it was going to be. I think that is actually a good thing. But anyway, now we've got to get back to the shit end of the stick because we're doing another toll booth. And by this time, I think we're driving a Porsche Cayman S, if I'm not mistaken. In other words, we're driving the Porsche Cayman for this one. When I looked on the NFS fandom. And yes, we are. A white Porsche Cayman S is what we're driving. And we've got precisely 4 toll booth sectors to get. Okay, maybe it is ideal for me to downshift for these hairpins. Because these hairpins, they can be pretty dangerous. They can be pretty dangerous if they're taken at full speed.
Can I get a unit started up and headed that way?
You got any more details?
Okay, let's see what happens here.
Suspect vehicle's a white Porsche.
Yeah, I'll take that one. I'm heading over there now.
I really want this to go the way I want it to go. Without being fucked over by the cops again. Which probably is gonna happen, but at this point, I feel like I'm just being... But at this point, I feel like I have to be just aggressive on myself to just make it so I do reach the end. That could have been way worse had I not just managed to get the side swipe. That would have been a lot worse had it not been for that. Also, I think I actually got the perfect entry across that bridge as a result of me getting that speed breaker in. And now that van has ruined me. He has physically ruined my run. And I am not going to make it if I hit something else. Okay, that's way too close for comfort. Honestly, to make matters even worse, is the fact that I basically have to go pretty much over and under. And I just have to be near flawless for most of this run.
X-ray 5, update when you can.
I'm trying to stay on
And I have to somehow make sure that I keep my car under control in the process. Which, by the way, is much easier said than done. Which at this point, I can confidently say it's becoming way easier said than done. Okay, just need a clear run, then I think I should be fine. There was no way I was avoiding that. Right, okay, you asked for this. I thought about leaving it for a bit, but you've left me no choice. It had to be done. If you're asking me if it was necessary to use that pursuit breaker, the answer is yes. Otherwise, there would have been more cops on my ass. Yeah, I don't think I'm making it. I think I made one too many mistakes in that last sector. I don't think I'm gonna make it in less than a minute. I did have the time on my previous attempt before I suddenly lost control heading through here. And that's ultimately where it costed me last time. Because I just fucked myself upon those high roads. And I think at this point, it is going to take something extraordinary for me to make it this time around. As in, it really is just going to require me going foot to the floor, going to the absolute limit of what this car can do for me to make it. And I think I just might this time. Oh, I definitely make it this time. Well, got there eventually. I knew that if I was able to limit my mistakes, then that would be how I would make it. Although, if I'm being perfectly honest, I can feel these challenges getting harder and harder as we go further and further along. Because this is definitely a case of where I really have to push these cars right to the absolute limits. Just to make these Tollbooth sector splits the way I have been doing. As in, these are the sorts of Tollbooth trials that you have to take seriously. And now we have to do a 15-minute pursuit. Shit. That is going to make this very interesting. But luckily, I still have time to get at least one run finished if possible. Depends on what the heat level is. And it's heat level 5. Which means this is going to be a total bitch. There's no other way to describe it. It's going to be a total bitch.
There's no way he's stopping. I'm going to try to eat him over. Suspect is in the park. He's into the park. Stand by.
Yeah, I had to do that. Just to break him off. Yeah. That water tower pursuit breaker, it had to be done. I am also glad to say that gas station pursuit breaker worked before, as I hit the scaffolding, and that breaks him off again. And now we've got the chopper inbounds. And also SUVs. Who go straight into who basically goes straight into the Corvettes. And this is going to require me using a lot of pursuit breakers to open this up.
Alright, pursuit, see if you can force them to the left. We got those spikes in place.
And we got a spike strip.
Vehicle is through the roadblock.
And right now, we're doing pretty well.
We're gonna slow this thing down.
I think we've already got 4 pursuit breakers up to this point. It's either 3 or 4. I'm pretty sure at this point by now it has to be 4. If anyone is keeping count. I think that's now 5. Because that's both donut stands I hit. And now I have to head this way. And heading to that side. And we are 2 minutes in to the 15-minute pursuit. And oh boy, where's it this time? It's this side. However, it's a simple roadblock. And we got another roadblock up ahead, and there's a spike strip. Yeah, the pursuit breaker in that, the speed breaker in that instance, it had to be done. Because if it wasn't, I would have hit the spikes. And then my run would be dead before I even got to the 3-minute mark. Well, at least I can say those 5 pursuit breakers I took early on were helpful.
X-ray 7. Give me a situation report when you can.
And now I just have to make sure this pursuit continues for a little bit. And we've got another roadblock. Are there spikes in place? Yes, there are spikes in place. I slipped through. And I just have to keep this guy over me. And I think there was one Corvette there that was covering the pavement. Yeah, you are not stopping me that easily. You better think again if you're gonna stop me that easily. Yeah, I feel like I'm at a stage now where I have just come to the acceptance that the pursuits at this point are actually starting to feel easier.
I just lost my visual. Anybody know where he is? Stand by.
Okay.
Back on here. Still code 3.
Oh no you don't. Yeah, nice try. You ain't doing it to me that quickly. Come on. I'm still here.
He's running a block. I'm not gonna get in there.
I ain't finished with you yet.
Okay, this guy's around the block. He went right around the block.
Okay, we're still moving. For now. Just have to keep him on me, and then we should be okay. Yeah, we're definitely at that stage of the game now where the pursuits definitely feel like they're getting easier than the toll booths. Because the targets are a lot more... Because the targets right now are just a lot more... strenuous to hit compared to the pursuit breakers.
We have the road ahead of the suspect blocked off.
And there are no spike strips in place, as I do a double whammy on those 2 Corvettes, and I already have less than 1.8 million in bounty points. So this is where we need another pursuit breaker. We need to break them off again. Okay. This is where I use the scaffolding again.
We are bailing on the chase. Fuel levels critical.
And that is the gas station. I am not falling for that one just yet. Although someone was taken out in that instance, even though it wasn't from me. But anyway. I think I've actually noticed a few cops bailing on the chase. Okay.
Pursuit, see if you can hurt him to the left. We have laid down some spikes for him.
Do you care to say that again? Or would you just prefer to keep driving? Personally, I prefer the latter. And down goes the radio tower.
VCB, stand by. Closing in on the last known direction. I lost him. Get units on my point to set up containment.
And got another roadblock up ahead. They're covering the pavement as well, but they don't stop me soon enough.
Vehicle is through the roadblock.
And we've got another roadblock up ahead.
Unit heading up to the code 3 chase. Suspect was...
And... there. Okay. We are still continuing our pursuit. And now we just have another 7.5 minutes to go. So we're halfway home now. And I break through the double spike strip. Okay. Okay, we're still going for now. Just gotta keep this one going for another 7 minutes, and then we should be there. Just gotta make sure they stay with me. Would you care to say that again? Because sometimes I wonder. Yeah, just gotta make sure he stays with me. And there's a roadblock up the other side, however I evade that side. On both sides of the road, however, I break through the sawhorse. Hey, guess what? I dip to the left. Or in other words, I should say, I dipped to the far left. And the chopper is overhead, so that means... And got a spike strip in the middle. Can I get through here? Yes, I can. By the skin of my teeth. The chopper is overhead. I may be able to escape the car behind me, but the chopper is one vehicle I cannot escape. Okay. And so we continue. We're doing okay for now, and that's the way it should be. And I head over here. We're now at the 10-minute mark of this pursuit, so we're about 2/4 of the way there. Sorry, 2/3 of the way there. And that pursuit breaker did not work. Oh well. Guess I'll just have to head up this way then. See what happens from here. Can I make it? Yes, I can. Okay, that breaks him off. At least a few of them. Okay, we're still moving along for now. And I need a way to get rid of these Corvettes. Oh wait, I know where to head. I will head for the construction site. As long as they're not blocking me off. As long as they're not blocking me off. And heading to the left-hand side. So whatever plans they have, they are not going to catch me out with the spike strip. You see, I had a feeling once I went through the construction site and used the jump that it was easier to just turn to the left. Because I know that spike strip trick has caught me out before.
Stay right. Repeat, stay right at the roadblock.
I basically had to turn left if I was going to avoid that spike strip. There was no other way to do it. Quite honestly. Okay, I know where I need to go. Somehow, someway, that pursuit breaker is still standing for some reason. I have no idea why that's the case.
He's gone. I need a quadrant. Vehicle lost.
Would you care to say that again?
I spotted the vehicle. Better get units over here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm gonna 1045 this vehicle as quickly as possible. We gotta get this thing stopped.
And I have to keep this thing going.
You get out of the way.
Also, I now have over 3 million bounty, which is pretty insane to consider. Just gotta wait until backup gets here, and then we should be fine.
Can't keep up with them. Losing a visual.
Okay, just got another 2 minutes to go, and then this run will be over. Just gotta keep him busy in the streets, and then we should be there. I hope.
Bell didn't catch him. The suspect vehicle is still mobile. Repeat, suspect vehicle still mobile.
I think there's a spike strip somewhere up ahead.
All units, suspect vehicles found. Take your screens and get on my position. I want this guy taken out now.
Hey, guess what? I just took you out.
We're just observing right now. I will advise if the situation changes.
I took you out of the pursuit. Alright, 1 minute to go. And then we'll be done. We just have 1 minute left. And then we're out. That's all it is.
You've gone around the block.
Okay.
Barely slowed him down. Let's set up a new one.
Okay, let's keep this one moving. If we can. And we got one copper behind us. I think this is where I try and escape. I do manage to squeeze away from him. I needed that squeeze. I really did. And I get hit from behind. Okay, we're almost there.
We're in a
Okay,
holding pattern above the vehicle.
okay,
Is IC monitoring this?
okay.
We're
Come on. Almost there. Okay, few more seconds, few more seconds. Okay, we made it. Now, we need to get out of here. And we also need to get a few pursuit breakers in the process. Basically, we need to kill them off. As we have been doing for pretty much this entire time up to this point. And that's another one taken out. So we're doing okay for now. Oh, I just saw what you were trying to do there. You were literally trying to brake check me. Okay, spikes in the middle, but not on the right. I take this way, and I take him out. Okay. Okay. Alright. That's good. Okay, that should break a few of them off. Haha! I U-turned and then I got on the nitrous. You thought you were going to stop me, but you didn't. Nice try. It's going to take more than just a few measly units to stop me. Fools. Okay. I really need to make sure I get this done right. Okay, that takes out a few of them. Alright, time to head to the stadium. The stadium is where I need to be from here. And no spike strips. Okay, let's head through here. Let's cut him off for good. At Hickley Field. See if that cuts him off. And it does not. Dumbass. I knew one of them was going to see through my plan eventually. Unless I can somehow take him off. Well, it almost worked. Until it didn't. But that's okay, because I might have just fleed them. Okay, I know where I need to go. Okay, so less than... Damn it. Come on, make it, make it, make it, make it, make it. Okay, we made it. Okay, we're out. We're done. We have evaded the pursuit. After 18 minutes and 41 seconds. I did not think I was going to beat that first try, but I'm so glad I did. Alrighty, so 17 minutes and 52 seconds is how long the pursuit went on for. We damaged 37 police vehicles, immobilized 47. We dodged 12 spike strips, along with 20 roadblocks. We got 6 infractions, and we got $435,300 in the cost to state. Gotta say, I'm kind of glad that these pursuit challenges are actually getting easier. Although I doubt the 30-minute pursuit is really going to be any easier because, well, we have to keep driving for 30 minutes on heat level 6. And when you do heat level 6, you have to encounter Sergeant Cross, which is going to be very interesting. Anyway, 2 rows to go in the challenge series, as next up is row 16.